Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and you might be wondering what that new subtitle is. Well, a friend of mine came up with it, who I'm not going to mention just in case they don't like being mentioned on these sorts of videos. And I'm a little bit disappointed I didn't come up with it myself, because it's actually a great subtitle for this sort of series where I go through and look at old games. Better late than never, they always say. But let's actually go and have a look at Uncharted Golden Abyss. I figured I'd have to do a big one, because I've done mostly little ones and just out-of-the-way ones recently, and I figured it's about time I got on to doing something like this. So, let's go and have a look at Uncharted Golden Abyss. We'll go have a look at the options menu like we usually do, because there's a bunch of things here. We have your typical aiming controls, your sensitivity, your horizontal and vertical inverts, and your auto-aiming. I actually have that turned off for a very good reason, because it actually bugs up the motion sensor. This is one of very few games that actually uses the motion sensor in an interesting way, because you can use it to aim using the Vita's accelerometer, which is something that was actually a really big deal back when this game first came out in bloody 2012. Let's see how it holds up. We also have your typical camera options, which is fine, I guess. You can have 3 different audio languages, and you can also change all the volume sliders, and the default mix they give you is pretty good, so I'm not too annoyed by any of it. There's not much else to go over. There is this black market thing going on here where you can get bounties by killing particular enemies in the levels, and then you can trade them with other people via Nier, which is honestly kind of annoying because trading with people via Nier these days is going to be bloody impossible because it's been 5 years and nobody really cares about Nier anymore. You pick up these treasures, as I said, by killing enemies in the middle of levels.
Keep an eye out for old Spanish.
And there's actually some voice acting here. I heard it, but I just... no. I guess I don't get to hear it again. What about here?
The Wheel of Fortune. Feels like I've ridden on you a few times.
So yeah, they've got the 2 main voice actors back. They got, oh, bloody hell, I can never remember his name when I really need to. But they got Nathan Drake's actual voice actor back, and they got Sully's voice actor back too. He does show up later on in the plot. But yeah, this whole black market thing is just a little bit annoying to do, because back when the game first came out, the drop rates for these bounties were actually really bad, but they actually upped it in a patch, which is kind of nice. They also give you bonuses for the card game Uncharted Fight for Fortune. Uncharted. Christ, I still have that name stuck in my head. But yeah, they give you cards for that thing. And, well, not cards, but power-ups. And they give you power-ups so that you have more powerful cards. It's a little bit weird, honestly, because I don't like the idea of going into that game with powered-up or not powered-up cards, depending on how you did in Golden Abyss. But, oh well, it's not really that relevant anyway to the main scheme of things. You can just ignore it if you want. So we're going to continue. I'm on chapter 8. The game's got 34 chapters, so I'm about, what is that, a quarter of the way through? 8, 16, 24, 32. Yeah, close enough to a quarter. I didn't want to go much further than this, even though there's a bunch more stuff afterwards. Like, there's different weapons and obviously some extra touch challenges and stuff that you have to do. But honestly, I have played through most of this game. I don't think I've ever finished it for one reason or another, but I have played through most of it, and it's pretty similar all the way through. So playing a chapter relatively early on probably isn't going to let you miss much. So we'll just go hop right on in. That's a really nice loading thing there going on. It just looks nice. It shines really nicely. It's really well detailed and has some good textures going on. It takes a while to load the first time, but if you die or when you die, it reloads, but it takes a very short amount of time. And the game, if you don't die, it just continues on in like a straight line. So when you like watch movies and stuff, it loads on in the background, which is nice. So here we are in Uncharted Golden Abyss. It's been a long time since we've seen a Vita game that actually looks like this, I gotta say, because it is a surprisingly good-looking game, especially for, like, 2011. I mean, like, 2016, it's not as impressive as it was before, but it still shows some real it still shows some real talent on the part of the people who made this game, who was Sony Bend. And Sony Bend made the 2 Siphon Filter games on PSP, and they also made the Resistance game, which turned out to be way, way, way better than Resistance Burning Skies, which I'm going to have to play for this eventually. Which way am I going? I think it's this way.
Whoa, look out!
Okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Jesus, doesn't Guerrero ever fix anything around here?
Can you climb back up?
Yeah. Just wait there.
So yeah, it goes to show how much talent these guys have. Not only in... Oh dear. So this is one of the things that shows up fairly often. They have a bunch of touchscreen minigames to show off the Vita's hardware. So there are some, like, you basically have to put a puzzle back together, like a wanted poster, for example. This one, you have to clean off the object by rubbing it with your finger and using the rear touchpad to rotate it. There's also a bunch of other things too, like there's gestures for things like melee attacks and doing things like helping out your buddy Chase there and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of these, and they come up a lot, and they interrupt the flow of the gameplay a lot. And this was one of the biggest complaints back when the game first came out, and it is still one of the bigger complaints to have. This one's fairly simple. You just rub it until you're done, basically. And someone's going to take that out of context. But there's also other ones that are really annoying, like the wanted posters are literally just guesswork.
No.
And there's just a bunch of other ones, like ones that use the accelerometer, which are a little bit more annoying. And they're anything from just okay to annoying at times. But thankfully they're over pretty quickly for the most part. It's just the frequency of them that's really annoying.
Get back.
Hey, that hurts. What are you doing?
Sorry, but if you want to get your amulet back, we have to do this my way. Look.
Got it. Like I told you, I'm not an expert. So what now?
We have to get in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait here.
So the game is a combination of 3 things. Those segments I told you about before, the climbing segments which you saw a small preview of, and these combat sections. You can do stealth kills if you get up right behind an enemy. Hey, is that a bounty? Look at it roll. That's actually some pretty neat physics going on there, but yeah. You've got these combat sections which you can stealth, you do have a melee attack, or you can just do what I do and start killing people. So you can aim with the right analog stick, but as I said before, I'm just trying to make sure I don't get spotted in the middle of my explanation. You can use the accelerometer for small tweaks to your aim, which is neat, because that means you can do this. Ow. That means you can get blown up. That's not great. But yeah. You can use it to... Ah, shit. You can use it to get really precise aiming in. And it actually works. It works really well. Like, as you can see there, I was able to maintain a lock on that guy's head, even with the light recoil these guns have, that entire time. It works great. And it really does help with the aiming. It is something I'd recommend keeping turned on and getting used to, because it just works really well. And it's surprisingly useful. Every level has an absolute ton of these treasures and stuff hidden around, by the way. There's hundreds of them. You get at least 3 or 4 of them in every single level. There's a bunch of them too, like there's, if I hit select to show the touch menu here, you can actually take photos of stuff, and this will actually save them to, the Vita's, I think this saves them to the Vita's internal memory for the photos and stuff. Yeah, there it is. Save to journal. So, yeah, I think it lets you save to the actual,
Come on, through here.
thing as well. Actual memory card, but I could be wrong. Unfortunately... Oh, you can take screenshots. Okay, I thought I remembered this game being a game you couldn't take a screenshot in, but there you go.
I'm gonna boost you up. Alright, see if you can get in through there, and then find a rope.
But yeah, the combat itself is...
Getting yourself
well, the thing about the combat is that the game's frame rate tends to drop in the middle of it sometimes. Here's what I mean by the gestures, by the way. That's how that works.
Sorry, I keep stepping on your... Hey, I'm gonna go find that rope.
Alright, hurry. But be careful.
I get it.
The voice acting's actually pretty good.
Making an actual rope this time. Sick of climbing.
This coming from you, Nathan Drake. Alright, we get grenades this time. Yeah. So, this is how grenades work.
See ya.
If you don't fuck them up, Try not to fuck them up. Just tap and drag it out. It's a lot like Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified's grenades, if you remember that. Yeah, as I said before, the combat in this game is a little weird because, well, you don't have a dedicated reload button unless you're, like, using the D-pad, because I keep going to hit square to, like, reload, but that's the melee attack button. It doesn't serve as the reload button. You die now. The combat itself is pretty satisfying, except for when the frame rate starts to drop. The game's not very good at keeping a stable frame rate. Like, it doesn't drop very many frames, which is nice considering how technically advanced the game is. It's still pretty impressive that it maintains as good as a frame rate as it does for being a Vita launch title. But at the same time, it does tend to drop frames a bit, and it does tend to make the controls just a little bit less sensitive. So it's just kind of unfortunate more than anything else. It does work alright though, don't get me wrong, and it is pretty satisfying to shoot a bunch of guys, especially when you've got this little gyroscope aiming here. It actually works really well, as I said before, so it just integrates into the actual control scheme nice and well, because, well, there are a bunch of things like the touchscreen minigames and stuff that... There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't really fit very well, especially in Uncharted. But, the actual combat and the gyroscope aiming actually makes the combat really fun. Like, if you just, like, turn your brain off and just accept that it's not going to be the absolute best thing in the world, because, I mean, it's Uncharted combat, of course it's not going to be. You'll be absolutely fine with it. And, of course, you do get things like different weapons and stuff eventually. You get stuff like RPGs. There's a sniper rifle that you get later on. Just a bunch of stuff like that, you know? And here's what actual melee looks like if it's not touchscreen focused. If it's not stealth, sorry. This is what I'm... That's what I mean. Bloody hell. I do not brain work well right.
Okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Lots of cutscenes in this chapter.
Things would go a lot smoother if you'd use one of these. I know, you can't. Another one of your long stories.
Okay. Guerrero's offices are in the loft above the garage bay.
Oh, wait. Let me go first this time.
There are plenty of difficulty levels as well. You do unlock crushing once you finish the game. I can't remember if you unlock it if you finish on hard unlock, because I never finished the game, but you do get crushing difficulty, so there is another reason to come back. And yeah, the chapters in this one are actually really short, which does actually work alright considering this is a portable device, and the game saves a lot, so if you need to like drop it and come back later, you can do that. That's pretty neat. I see him. Swap back to my AK. But yeah, there are things like sniper rifles and RPGs that show up later on, and the game does have like multiple different kinds of pistols, and you do have grenades, and it's stuff like that. It feels satisfying to play, and there's a fair amount of stuff to keep it engaging. Ah. That guy probably has a shotgun. I'll go see if I can get that for the next combat segment, since I'm out of AK ammo.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah, combat's fun.
This way, come on.
And of course, you do have the levels to go through to try and get all the treasures and all that. And if you're that focused on playing, like, Uncharted, then you could probably go through and look through them all for, ooh, Uzi. Does that replace my pistol? It does. So let me go get the shotgun and take cover. Ow.
Why are you hiding?
I'm not hiding. Do you not see me just trying to beat the shit out of this guy right here? Jesus, guy. But yeah. Combat's fine. It's fun. Just, you know, sit back, relax, don't think too much about it. You'll have a good time. There is another part of this game that I do want to talk about, though. When... Bugging me up the arse. Alright. Where are ya? Oh, there you are. Nope, sorry. I guess we have to do this melee thing again. I'm not having the best luck, am I? There are some weapons that are annoyingly less useful than others, which, you know, that's kind of what happens in games like this, but oh well. Bang. Again? Wow. Enough force to knock him back 3 times, and yet it still doesn't kill him. That's certainly something. Where are ya? I saw you run for cover there. Come on. Also, that gun's sticking up on its head. That's kind of silly. You know, bugger, I'm going down there. Let's have a little bit of fun with this, shall we? Nope. I had a feeling that wasn't going to happen, but I tried it anyway because I'm an idiot. Alright, let's do this properly this time. Yeah, as you can see, the checkpoints are very heavily placed, which definitely isn't the worst thing in the world in a game like this. Shoot you in the head a couple of times. There we go. I'm not going to take your... I'm not going to take that this time. I'm going to... Wow, okay. What's with all these people trying to swarm me now? Jesus. You did see a climbing section earlier on, so I might as well talk about them. So, the climbing sections in this game are a lot like other Uncharted games in the sense that Nate has this innate ability. Haha, that's a fucking pun right there. He has this innate ability to make absolutely everything he's climbing over break as he tries to get across it. And it's really annoying after a while. But for the most part, he's fine. The climbing controls work about as you expect. The neat thing about the touch version of the climbing segments is that you can actually use the touchscreen if you wipe the touchscreen along the path that, if you wipe the touchscreen along the path that the climbing actually takes place on, then you'll get to, it'll just do it for you. You'll just move along the entire path, and it'll be like, okay, you can do that, no problem. And it's kind of neat because if you don't feel like doing the actual climbing, you can just swipe and just let it do it for you. Although it kind of makes it, it does kind of make it feel completely worthless when you think about it. Like, what's the point of actually doing it when you can just automate it by just swiping along where you want to climb, right? It's a bit silly more than anything else. Let's actually do shotgun this time. How did I miss that? There we go. That's more like it.
Keep moving.
The climbing bits also have their own, like, let's not go through here just a moment. Let's see if there's any hidden treasures or something through here. There usually is. Might be another touchscreen minigame that I can show off, but who knows? Oh no, there's actually a photo. So, yeah, these segments just require you to take a good photo, and they do grade you when you want to try and get this right. You do need to have it at exactly the right target zoom, otherwise it won't go through most of the time. Apparently Guerrero is good at finding fetishes. I'm not going to ask him how he's good at that, but there we go. So let's just head on up these stairs now. So yeah, there are a few like things like that you can go around and find on your second playthrough along with the harder difficulty. There's no other actual component of this game. There's no multiplayer, which is disappointing because I loved Logan's Shadow multiplayer. And Resistance Retribution's multiplayer was, I'll admit it, it was worse, but I still liked it. And it's a little bit disappointing that they didn't get the opportunity to do multiplayer for this one. So we're actually about to do a climbing segment, so I just need to look for the very clearly highlighted way in, which I'm sure is around here somewhere. Oh, yeah, well, it's probably through there. Yes, everyone's shot those at least once. And there's my way up. But I also have the ability to take another photo here, which I just might do. Yep. Basically, just point in the general direction and have the right zoom. You'll be fine. But yeah. So here's a climbing segment. You can also use the rear touchpad to climb up ropes. Unlocked can't touch my rear. Jesus, really? But yeah, you can also use the touchpad. Like, you can see that little glint there? That's me rubbing the touchscreen. But unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to do that at the moment. So let's just grab what this is. It's another treasure. Yep, it's a gas mask. Because of course it is. And that's a pistol. And this is a doll. Did you really have to make me do a gesture for that? Give me a break. Thankfully, I think I can skip... I'll skip this movie just so we don't have to spend too long watching any of this. Get back into some gameplay real quick. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a longer climbing section in. Not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing at the moment, but I'm sure... Oh, right, we're looking for our amulet.
Somewhere.
Right.
Keep looking.
I didn't want to go too much further into the plot at this point because there are some spoilers for stuff later on.
Anything if there's money in it.
Sounds like the voice of experience.
Well, you know, not anything.
It does really look lovely, though. I mean, it's just... Even in this indoor area, it's nice to look at.
Hey, you take
Oh, I guess I have to take the map photos. See, this is why I should really watch the cutscenes. So, the thing is about the game's, like, general just, you know, graphical style and the fact that it's really well done is that the one problem with it is that it never actually leaves, like, the jungle throughout the whole game.
Hey, do they have to be in focus?
Throughout the whole game, you're in the jungle, pretty much. Like, there's one point where you leave the jungle for one chapter.
There. I think that's all of them.
And then you go right back into the jungle. And you don't even see outside, and what the hell is that? I will return shortly.
It's not here.
Alright, so back to what I was talking about. So, as I was saying, the game never really leaves the jungle, which is a bit of a disappointment, because it would have been nice to see this level of... Oh god, here we go.
I found it. Here.
It would be nice to see this sort of graphical style in other...
Oh, seems pretty standard.
Oh, great.
Rotate the dial to the right. Wait for the click.
Oh, to the right. Oh, I turn the thing bars to twice. I hate these sorts of freaking mini games.
Oh man.
9, 11.
Click. And back to the right. And back to the left. And
these games do come up a lot.
Huh.
But yeah, it's really disappointing that they didn't find any other...
This what you're looking for?
Any other locales. Like, imagine being able to go down to the Caribbean, although that is kind of like tropically as well. I'll just skip this. No, gotta wait for it to load.
Whoa, I'm going.
Yeah, it's just annoying that they couldn't find any other, like, places to...
Oh, crap. Quick, hide.
Oh, no.
No, not in the truck with all the dynamite. Damn it.
Don't hide in all the truck with all the dynamite. That's a good piece of advice.
Here.
Better get down on the ground for this one.
Take him down.
But yeah, I'll just say it. It would be nice if they had more locales to visit, but the jungle is nice enough, and they do find a fair few ways to play around with it. So I'm not too annoyed by the fact that there's not much else here. Snap. Just gun goes flying at the bottom of the screen. That's pretty amusing. All right. Please tell me there's an actual climbing section here. Yes! Gold ladder. That usually means climbing. Nope, it means combat. You gotta love it when they're on a precipice like this, because they usually go falling over. Yep, down he goes. Yay! Another climbing segment. Do not want to jump over that. No, no, no. But yeah, even with all the How the hell am I supposed to get up there? The controls are bugging out a little. Come on, let me, there. There we go. That's odd, I don't remember this part. There we go. Bit of a weird jump, but that's how we do it. As you can see, just a little bit of touchscreen climbing there, but... No, screw it. You die to a grenade. You die to a better place grenade. No, never mind. There we go. That's a nice scream. It's truly a, oh, I'm so going to die scream, and that's always nice. That's a horrible thing to say, but in an Uncharted game, that's always it's not always a nice thing, but it's a nice enough thing. But yeah, even with all just the weird oddities about it, as an Uncharted game, I'll admit I haven't played very many of these ones, but as an Uncharted game, and by these ones, I mean the Uncharted games on, like, PS3, or if you have it on PS4 as part of that, like, remastered edition, whatever it was. I mean, I do enjoy this. It does feel like an Uncharted game, at least of what I've played of them. And we're going to have another bloody cutscene that I'm going to skip just to try and avoid any sort of story spoilers. If I can, it does take a little bit to load the cutscenes. You've heard enough of the voice acting. The voice acting is great. Like, I mean, they did a really good job with the direction and all of it, and it all feels serious enough in comparison to most Japanese game dubs these days. Bloody chair making noises under me. Probably another bit of combat. I think this might actually be a boss fight if I remember this part of the game correctly. Oh, well, it's not a boss fight, but I do have access to sniper rifles. Okay, so let's do this. There we go. So we have to protect Chase now, do we? Where are they? There they are. So yeah, you can see how the sniper rifle works, and there's a bit of rear touchpad zooming going on. This actually works pretty well. You saw this back with like the cameras as well. And I'm basically aiming entirely with a gyro sensor here, which is... It's neat to do, actually. Who's shooting at me now? Where's that coming from?
This guy's coming from.
Oh, there they are. Music fits the mood. Really, lady, even though you don't like guns, just having one to like blind fire to scare people away would be a good thing to do. But yeah, this is a neat little action set piece going on here. It's got more heart in it than the whatever Call of Duty game you might be playing at the time.
Go, go.
Where is she now?
Oh, no. Why are you stopping?
You got it! The pipe's loose.
Are you kidding me?
Getting shot, falling to my death. Is there a difference?
Hang on. There's one.
Chase, no.
It appears she's dead. Not the best start. I couldn't even see her, honestly. I lost track of her. Not the best thing I've ever done in my life, but... Thankfully, you never get thrown back too far.
Move.
You're not going to shoot the guy with the sniper? Really? Just seems stupid on your guys' part, really?
Keep moving. Alright, here we go. Not more. Crap.
see you there, but I can't actually see you. This is annoying. God damn it. I'll give it one more shot, and if I don't get it, well, if I get it or I don't, I'll call the video off anyway, because it's been 30 minutes at this point, so, and I've shown off pretty much all the game has to offer, so, it's nice. I mean, back when they first introduced PlayStation Plus for the Vita, they actually gave this away as a game for like 6 months or something like that, and, like, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it as full price of 40 bucks, but it's actually pretty cheap now. It's like 20 or like 18 or something like that. You'd be able to find it pretty cheap no matter what you do, but nevertheless, for that sort of price, I mean, for a game that'll last you at least a few hours on the first run of its campaign, and like, you can go back and play on a harder difficulty if you feel like it. So, I mean, for that sort of price, not bad at all. I remember playing this back when the Vita first came out and thinking, I wonder if this... Well, actually, I don't remember that at all, because I'm a bloody liar. But imagine playing the Vita back when this came out and being like, I wonder if we're ever going to get many more of these games, and then finding out that you're not. Because, especially with Sony Bend, because I love Bend, because I love all the Siphon Filter games, except for Omega Strain, for obvious reasons. But... Go. I just gotta say, the fact that Sony Bend isn't working on Vita games anymore is a little bit disappointing, because if you believe, like, the rumors and stuff, they're actually working on stuff like, Infamous. They're working on Infamous at one point, which was actually kind of awesome, because I would have loved to have seen them do an Infamous game, but they, well, didn't, because, god damn it, right? Where is she? There she is. So yeah, that's the end of that segment, I take it. Damn, I was close the second time? First time.
You okay?
Yeah. Oh, thanks. For a second there, I thought I was done for.
Still think that amulet is worth all this trouble?
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, you got that much right.
Nate! Trucks are coming. A lot of trucks.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing to see that they didn't have the opportunity to get an Infamous game done. Oh my god. Okay. There's probably another way to take care of this. The question is, where is it? Oh, no. It's just gonna happen by itself.
You have to find a way to take out that turret.
Wait a minute. There were explosives in the back of that truck I was in. No, that's the stupidest idea ever.
Yeah, it is. Completely idiotic.
Whoop, nope, never mind, I'm dead. No! What the hell am I doing? I'm just gonna sit there? Alright. Let's actually get that done properly this time. Or not, because I can't actually see what's in the back of the truck yet. That's unfortunate. Alright, I think we've seen enough. We've seen more than enough, so... That was a quick look at Uncharted Golden Abyss. For the price you can get it for now on the PlayStation Store, because it's probably not over 20 bucks at this point, at least that's what I remember the last time I checked, it's a pretty good game. Shooting's fun, climbing's a bit pointless, and the touchscreen games are also a little bit pointless, but it's still a fun game nonetheless, and it works as an Uncharted game, and Bend has been working on that bloody Days Gone game for 5 years, and unfortunately it's not that impressive looking, but oh well. So yeah, I don't got much else to say. Go pick it up if you have the money and the time. You'll probably have a good time with it if you haven't already, because, you know, if you didn't get this PlayStation Plus back when that first started, I don't know what's wrong with you, because you seriously, you got like 6 games on PlayStation Plus the first month, and the 3 games were Gravity Rush, Wipeout, and freaking Uncharted. That's a great deal for like, what, 50, 60 bucks a year? 50 bucks a year, they just upped it, but yeah. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.